Here we go again. Morning, everybody. I'm hurrying as fast as I can. Now I'm going to go over here. So I think he's just shy sometimes, right? Apparently my Norton backup hasn't been performed recently. That's because I haven't run one, Norton. Leave me alone. So what's going on today? I guess that's all he wants. You're at the motorcycle races. Wow, that sounds like fun. Yeah, you were missed last week, Rhonda. Everyone else had to pick up the load. Well, if you're picking up hours at work, I mean, we figured that was probably what it was. Yeah, the gumbo it was fantastic. I'm still eating that. I got two big containers out of it. One of them was in the freezer. Yeah, yummy stuff. Like I said in the video, probably the only thing I would do is probably cut the shrimp up into littler pieces. But other than that, it turned out really good. And of course, the okra plant is producing like crazy now. So I'm going to have to do more. What I've started doing is I'm slicing up the okra and then putting it in the freezer. And I think at that point, then I'll be able to work on it as I need to. We're definitely going to have to be incorporating okra into our recipes a little bit more. So that will be a more frequent participant. And I probably could have gotten away with putting a little bit more okra in there too. I put more than the recipe called for, but it could have even been more, I think. But the cover photo of the live stream today is the garden, and those okra plants, the biggest of them is 7 feet tall. So I mean, I'm literally having to reach up to get some of the stuff that's coming off of them. It's going to be interesting to see how big they get. But we're kind of coming to the end of the season too, and maybe the reason it produced so much this year is because it's been an unusually hot summer, and apparently okra really likes the sun. So it did really well. Now the tomatoes, that's another thing. I have not gotten a single tomato off the tomato plants. They're huge, they're growing, they got flowers all over them, but They're not producing anything. Was it slimy? No, not at all. Actually, the only time, does kind of have a slimy consistency, under certain conditions. The first time I tried it, I just steamed it because I wanted to understand, just what it was at its basic level. And that was a little bit slimy. I could understand why people would be maybe a little turned off by that. But once you cook it, it's good. And I've actually done a couple things with it. If you've watched Jeff Kidd's channel, um, he did a fried okra recipe, and I duplicated that recipe well with my own little twist to it, and that was good too. So that's definitely something I could do very quickly. Whip up with some of those slices I've already made, just to thaw them out a little bit, coat them with the cornmeal, and in my case, I was using my habanero salt, and it'll be pretty good. You'll send me a Greek okra recipe? Awesome. I'll look at it, definitely. Is it supposed to rain in Texas soon? Well, they're predicting now that there may be some rain next week. Now, that's still an awful long ways off. And, with weather in Texas, you can't really predict what's going to happen sometimes until a day or two before, it actually happens, because you might look at the weather today and it might say 2 days from now, there's no possibility of rain. And then all of a sudden tomorrow, oh yeah, there's a 30% chance of rain. Then, 2 days from now, it's pouring. That's one of the things I like about West Texas. You never know what's going to happen. Okra banana bread, okra brownies, okra ice cream. It sounds like you're reproducing that scene from Forrest Gump where Bubba is saying all the things that you can make with shrimp. Hey, Bite. Yeah, there's Bite right there, doing his thing. Girls want to know if I like cucumbers. I do like cucumbers. It's not one of those things I go out and eat very often, but yeah, I like cucumbers. They're good. We had a little rainstorm, actually two little rainstorms that blew through here last week. One of them dumped about half an inch of rain, and one of them was this teeny tiny little cell that probably was no larger than the city of Waco, and it just blew over Waco, and it went from being sunny to raining really hard to being sunny again within like 15 minutes. It was a really weird little storm. Didn't even drop enough rain to register on the rain gauge, but it definitely got the car wet. Running around each with a whole one, huh? Wow. You want a belly rub, Bite? You up for a belly rub? Come on, let's do a belly rub. Since in all likelihood you'll be running away pretty soon here and going back and taking a nap with your sister. I mean, you can be expected to be up for an hour or so during the day, but that other 23 hours, you got to get your beauty sleep, right? Yeah. All right. Belly rub's over. Yeah, I got to admit, I've never just eaten them, like a banana or something like that. I usually slice them up. But, if I get a chance to have cucumbers in a salad, I'll do that. They're really healthy. The skinny pig likes them. Yeah, I bet. Flash would probably like them too. Logan says, I see my cat. Yeah, there's your cat, Logan. Trying to get all the smell of me off of him now, huh? You like them with Italian dressing? Yeah, yeah. Italian dressing is good on. I mean, I like I said, I don't eat cucumbers like like a banana or something like that. But basically, if it's in a salad, Italian dressing is great. Dump truck. I love that you get a pet named Dump Truck. I've heard people talk about cucumber sandwiches. I've never had one. Are we allowed to burn rubbish and stuff like that in my yard? No. Uh, in the like outskirts, sort of rural Texas or rural Waco, you can, but here where I am, not allowed to do that. We do have a landfill, and if I bring a water bill that proves that I'm a resident here and paying for that, um, I can use the city dump as much as well, up to a certain limit. I can pack up the trailer and bring it over there and unload a bunch of stuff. But all the sticks, for the most part, anything that's big enough that I can burn will go in the fireplace this winter. And you saw when I did the redesign of the back part of the yard for Flash. Um, most of the big stuff ended up in a pile on that concrete slab I have, and that will end up as like that'll end up as like kindling and stuff like that. Stuff I use to start the fire. There's no gas in the fireplace here, so basically I have to start it from scratch. But I'm a Boy Scout; I know how to do that. I do have a friend who has a burn pit in his yard, and he's offered to let me use it anytime I want. So if it came down to that, I have my sources. I would bet when Bike comes back, he would love some treats too. But right now, he just seems to be enjoying chilling on the floor. Nice, cool place to take a nap. As if it's hot in here. It's really comfortable in here. I got the AC on. I got the ceiling fan right above me going, so that kind of keeps it nice. Bite is really quite spoiled. I don't think he's even aware of how hot it is outside. Radish sandwiches. I've never been a huge fan of radishes. They're okay. Need to buy burn pit permits. Yeah, this is Texas. We're a little bit more open to things like that. Like I said, you get into the middle of the city, they don't want you doing, um, you know, burn pits and stuff like that. But if you're out in the rural areas, you can do that and not have really any problems with it. Yeah, I'm hoping Flash is going to enjoy that. I am happy the fact that ever since I built that thing, I've been able to find her every night. She's usually in one of those. She's still primarily in the cave, but sometimes she just sleeps in the yard too. That's fine. My position when I lived in California regarding her in the summer is the same one here. She can sleep wherever she wants in the summer. In the winter, I want her to be in her box because I want to know where she is and be able to move her to safety if I have to. You have an electric fireplace. Yeah, I had. My parents had an electric fireplace. It was a gas fireplace that they converted into kind of an electric one. I could shake the kitty treat jar now because I'm not gonna trigger your pets. Well, everybody else has pets, so I even got Bite looking at me now. Yeah, this house has really good air conditioning, so it's very, very easy to keep this house very comfortable. You think the cats can sleep anywhere? Yeah, that's pretty true. I think the one exception, I don't think the cats would sleep very well in the swimming pool. They're just saying. I don't think they'd be into that. Your kitty's got into some fly strips. That's awesome. Now they're all sticky. Well, if they ever get annoying, you just like stick them to the wall, and then they'll just stay there. Hi, Roberta. Long time no see. I'm glad you're doing better. Here comes, yeah, see, I knew we'd trigger somebody's pet. Looks like we got Connie's dog. Better start dishing out the treats, Connie. One of the reasons you named them the Toxic Twins, huh? That's awesome. How's my friend Matt doing? Well, he's still putting up his vlogs. I'm kind of impressed that he's still doing it because he's got a lot of content up right now. I think eventually, it's got the potential. It's going to kick in, and somebody's going to realize, hey, this is really cool. And I've always thought that what should be happening with that should be the kind of thing that just people put on their computer screens at work and just have it running in the background during the day. And I think when people figure that out and start doing that kind of thing, I think they're going to be really happy that he's got such a huge library. Because he's already got more videos up than I do. He's blowing past me in terms of numbers. I think he's well on his way to 1,000. I'm just like in the mid 700s, I think. Hello, Bill. The motorcycles are loud. All right, you're watching the motorcycle races in the car then, huh? That's interesting. Matt does know all the secret places. I've visited Hawaii a few times with him, and he'll take you to a beach that's like it's a 1 mile hike over a lava field to get to it. You get there and it's this beautiful little beach, and there's nobody there. Yeah, it's one of those things that the locals know. Logan said she wants to ride one of the motorcycles. Awesome. I think one of the rules, Logan, is you got to be able to reach the handlebars, though. Might have to grow up a little bit. Yeah, yeah, you can usually walk on the lava with tennis shoes. You got to remember, the lava is uneven. It isn't like walking on asphalt. It's big chunks. So you're moving from rock to rock, so you got to really watch your footing. But yeah, you'll not want to wear a brand new, really nice piece of a nice pair of tennis shoes over it because they're going to get torn up because the lava is sharp. And so, if you're going to walk over the lava, do it with tennis shoes that you don't care if it get torn up because they are getting torn up. You watch the videos to get your mind off of everything. Yeah, yeah. Matt's videos are great for that. It's just something that you can put, like I say, you put it on the background, just let it run. How's my mom? She sent her weekly text blast. Let's take a look at it here. Let's see. Okay. She's talking about the weather here. So she got a jury summons. All right. I don't think she's ever pulled a jury duty summons in her whole life. And now that since she's over a certain age and has a medical issue, she's actually gotten an excuse. So she also doesn't think that the shuttle van at her apartment would take her to jury duty. Yeah, she's saying she thought at her age she'd be over that, but apparently they don't get enough people, so they're desperate. Get to the old stupid people. That's that's her answer. She says hi to Charlotte and Logan. So yeah, that's it. She's doing good. She's suffering through the ordeal of jury duty. I know what that's like. I had to do that a couple months ago. Hopefully, I won't have to do it. I don't mind doing it if it's just once in a while, but the problem I had in California is I did it once and I went in. I was excited about it, and I guess because I went in there, they put me on some sort of a sucker list because all of a sudden, every 2 years, like clockwork, I'd pull another summons. And I mean, this went on for 20, 25 years. Logan says, tell Nana to watch for the bubbles she's making. Oh, yeah, Elvis is in the house. You like the gumbo? Yeah, I figured Elvis would love the gumbo. That's not a bad idea, for Matt's videos. Even like doctors' offices or something like that. It'd be very cool to have, to be able to put his videos on in the waiting room. Yeah, the beaches in Hawaii are awesome. The water is always nice and warm. It's always sunny. Oh, Elvis's daughter got married this weekend. Congratulations. Where's Jeff? Oh, I'm sure he'll be along soon here. His church service is probably just winding up. It's probably over now, but he's the pastor, so it takes a little while for him to, get everyone out of there and get the place locked up and do whatever he has to do after the services. So I'm sure that he'll pop in here at some point. We started just a hair early today too, so sometimes I always try and target it for starting at 11 a.m., but I'm not always ready when 11 comes by. So this morning, I was sitting here at the computer at 10:59, so we were ready to go live then. Thanks for stopping in, Tracy. Good seeing you. All right, so Rhonda has a story. It doesn't involve a white dog falling in the mud, right? She must be typing her story. Come on up. They want to see you. Come on. Sitting on the floor meowing at me. Yeah, I know. I've had similar things. Yeah, the people pretend to be other people. Do that. I mean, that's that's basically what a troll is here. Somebody pretending to be somebody else. But yeah, I've had people who claim to be somebody famous contact me, and it's usually a scam. They aren't who they say they are. They're usually someone that's going to try and get information from you. And yeah, rest in peace, Anne Heche. I was a fan of her. She was a pretty good actress, and I got a couple movies. In fact, just last night I watched Wag the Dog. She's decent in that. Don't think you'll ever know the. Oh, we know the death of that, the cause of that, alcohol and drugs. It's too bad people like that can't be happy. Yeah, yeah. Well, the thing is, this isn't real. This isn't real vodka. This is just water. I've said before, if I drank that much vodka on a live stream, the end of the live stream would be me passed out. Yeah, I know, awful for kids. I mean, it's also sad that it's also sad for the people whose house she destroyed. I mean, they lost everything. That house burned to the ground. Well, I'm not sure. I've heard that there was alcohol, and the blood test wasn't taken until several days later. At that point, the alcohol would have all been metabolized probably. Yeah, yeah. She passed away on Friday, I think. From what I understand, what was happening, she was, I guess she had done like a podcast or something with somebody, and during that, she was talking about alcohol, and I guess maybe she was drinking at the time. And when she got in her car afterwards, she took off at a high rate of speed, crashed into like an apartment or something like that, backed up, took off, again, and crashed into a house, and the house caught on fire. And basically, she had major head injuries, major burns, and for a while they thought she was going to be okay, but then they said that it was that she was unlikely to recover, and then she passed on I think Friday. Yeah, I didn't hear fentanyl, but I did hear the cocaine. That's good that they raised some money for the woman whose house burned down. I hope they do more than that though. House 160K isn't going to buy a house in California unless that house is like a cardboard box or something like that. Yeah, Olivia Newton-John too. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was a suicide or just she was just wasted out of her mind, didn't know what she was doing. I don't know if you're required to have homeowners insurance in California. I know they require uh, auto insurance if you're going to drive. Good morning, Yvonne. And I mean, oftentimes, homeowners insurance is so expensive in California because of, all the things that can happen. You got earthquakes, we have fires, all that stuff that a lot of times, in order to make it affordable, there's, the insurance only covers specific things. And who knows if there's a provision in there that says, yeah, some drunk celebrity crashes their car into your house and it burns to the ground. We don't have to pay. Oh, the lady was a renter? Okay, well, she still lost everything she owned. I guess after it took like 100 firefighters to put the house out. And at the end, they managed to get her, find a couple of things that survived, but basically she lost everything. Scott Michaels went there and picked through the rubble. That is a little strange, but then again, he's got the Jane Mansfield death car in his, or at least had it in his museum. I don't know where it is now. Yeah, that's it. A brand new house will cost tons and tons, especially in that area. It's strange how many celebrities die in just incredibly bizarre ways. Yeah, it sounds like the house burned to the ground. Yeah, yeah, more vodka, Charlotte. He may very well have. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he found anything. I didn't know he did it until you guys said. So I know what's been said here. That's what I know of it. But it sounds like the kind of thing that he might do. He found a purse, huh? Interesting. Because yeah, he's always sort of been interested with celebrities and celebrity death, especially. So that's what his whole museum was. So it doesn't surprise me that that would be something that he would maybe collect. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think the store exists anymore or the museum exists anymore. I think he closed that up, but it sounds like he's still collecting. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought I mean, obviously he's still collecting it. I'm sure he didn't just abandon all the stuff because he had some really great stuff in there. I know Jordan's been in there, at least once. I know because I was there when we went there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it's worth, but there's always going to be people that'll have kind of a morbid fascination with that, and if especially if the celebrity involved is like one of their favorite celebrities, having a piece of something that was attached to their death, you know, would might have some value. It's all in storage. Okay, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Hey, I knew Jeff would be here eventually. I remember seeing that he did a vlog on that, but I haven't watched it. Oh yeah, it definitely is creepy, but obviously if some of this stuff is going to be kept, what's going to happen? They'll tear the house down, and some construction guy will take it or something like that. There's always going to be a fascination with it. It is creepy, but yeah, when you're a celebrity, the you can do anything. Yeah, that's a good question, Jeff. How's Amigo doing? He seems like a great dog. You gonna come up and visit? You just gonna sit there on the floor and meow at me? No kitty treats for anyone that doesn't come up and appear on camera. That's just the rule. You know that. Yeah, sorry, Brad. It's Kim Kardashian. Apparently, she got to wear the one of the Marilyn Monroe dresses and basically just destroyed it. Yeah, I saw the picture of him with his cigar. I'll show you here. I'm sure I can find that here real quick. Yeah, that's his dog with his cigar. I don't know. It's maybe not coming in, but he's got like a rawhide, uh, some chew toy or something like that. He's got in his mouth, kind of blending in with the with his leg. But trust me, it's there. It looks like he's smoking a cigar. It's pretty funny. Yeah, it's a good picture. He seems like a great dog. I'd get a dog in a second, except for the fact that, it would either the dog would either be locked in the house all day or locked in the backyard all day, and I don't really like that idea. I don't want to leave them alone. Cats are independent, and I got two of them, so they can kind of entertain each other if they want. But dogs need a lot of attention, and it's just not really an option right now when I'm working 3 or 4 days a week, 12 hours a day. I would sure love to have a dog, though. Yeah, that's sort of how I look at it too. Cats, like I said, cats are more independent and they got each other to entertain each other. So, yeah, spending time with them, that's going to help a lot. That'll create the bond between you. Yeah, don't worry about it, Bill. It was nothing. I almost would have just let it pass, but yeah, I know. I agree with you on that, Connie. Just make a replica. Don't wear the original. I mean, she had to know she was going to destroy it when she tried to put it on. The movies I like her in were, like I said, I watched Wag the Dog last night. She was pretty good in that. I also like her in Volcano with uh, Tommy Lee Jones. She was good in that. Yeah, I think he'll probably get the aggression issue under control. He's in a new situation right now. It sounds like he's kind of been all over the place in his life. So I think that he'll mellow a little with age too, and that'll help. Come on, Norton, stop bugging me. Just another pop up. Oh no, she's. See, this is what I hate. You have a pop up, and you shut it down. And you say, "Don't bother with me again," and it opens up the main program. It's like, give me a break, Norton. I'm on the verge of canceling you. Ah, Was the cat sitting service when I went to California? You mean? No, actually, it was very reasonable. Basically, there was three tier levels where depending on what you want, um, and I went. I just needed the lowest level. Just basically go in and check every couple of days, make sure they're all right, fill up their food dish, make sure their water is good. But it was like $25 for each day they came there. That was worth it. I expected it to be a lot more than that. Well, it could block that other thing too, Rhonda. Hi, Gene. Oh, come on, put a smile on my face, Rhonda. Jeff's going to get Italian food. That sounds good, Jeff. Bring me some. Yeah, I know. I cringed when I the second I said that, Gene. I was trying to say hello, Gene, for that very reason. I have a similar problem with somebody named Jack when I say hi, Jack, and I start thinking to myself, that's something I don't want to say at an airport. Yeah, I agree with John. I think Amigo will be a little bit more. I think he's in a strange new place and maybe a little excited, maybe a little scared still. I think that'll change, especially when he sees that everyone over there that comes over there is gonna be nice and friendly to him. I think he's gonna turn into a great dog. No, I didn't see the Fritters vlog. Yeah, I never understood that either because you're right. Because they sometimes called John F. Kennedy Jack. I don't get that one either. The gumbo was really good. It was amazing. I was concerned it wasn't going to have enough spice to it, but that Cajun seasoning uh, really did pretty good. It's not overwhelming, but it had a nice little bite to it. Yeah, that's why you call them the toxic twins, right? Yeah, the gumbo was fantastic. Hello, Bite. I see you at the end of the hall there. Don't think I'm going to throw treats to you, though. You got to come out and be on camera. That's the rule. Don't think that because I tolerate your sister not coming out and being on camera, that means I'm going to tolerate that from you, too. You got to come visit. That's just the rules. You know it. Oh, well, no treats for you. There he is at the end of the hall, just chilling out on the ground. They're destroying the house. Yeah, well, they do that. Too hot for him? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think he'd probably try and I think he'd probably try and eat the shrimp. I think he'd like that. Probably the chicken too. Shake the treat jar, see if he comes running. Okay, well, let's see what happens here. He doesn't come running. He's beyond running now. I'm sure everybody else's pets is coming running. Now you know it's too hot for you. Yeah, just use less of the Cajun seasoning. Yeah, the fried okra was good. I mixed it up a little bit. I didn't just do the cornmeal, the salt, and the pepper. Instead of the salt and pepper, I have some habanero salt that I made last year that that I used instead of salt and pepper. And so mine had a little burn to it. It was pretty good. In fact, I made some jalapeno salt just a couple weeks ago. So that's kind of been introduced into things. I love it when you pull the when you know the habanero or the jalapeno salt is actually got such a strong aroma to it that you pull the lid off of it and take a whiff of it and your nose starts running. So you know it's good. You don't do spicy? Yeah, okay, well, I do. Your mom's cat just came out to see what that noise was. Hey, mom's cat. It was yeah, Creo's seasoning. Yeah, sorry, not. I think I did that wrong on one of the videos too, or on the video too. But yeah, it's Creo spice seasoning. Yeah, I think it's something I'll probably enjoy. I'll probably mix it in with other things now. That's like I said, you know, from all the cooking vlogs, I have a pretty healthy collection of spices and seasonings and stuff like that. So, you know, that was one I didn't have before, but it's definitely something I could see getting mixed into other things. Get a cat who knew when you unwrapped a slice of cheese. That's funny. Okay, have a good lunch, Jeff. Hope you stop by a little later. You're more of a garlic person. I like garlic too. You can tolerate a little spicy, but not much. Okay. Yeah, I like things. I've said it before. I like it when my food bites me back. Hello, David and Terry. How are you? I think that's why probably people get more tolerant of spicy things. Probably, my theory is that they're burning their taste buds off. Watching the people at the races, eh, at the races, and you see where the term redneck comes from. Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. Somebody commented on the pronunciation of that. just showed what it was called. I had to write it down on a piece of paper when I went to the store. I wasn't even sure I was going to find it. And all of a sudden, oh, there it is. I'm constantly surprised at some of the things I find here in the grocery stores. I mean, before I came to Texas, I never ever saw caviar in a grocery store. They got it here. Yeah, I love garlic. I love the smell too. A lot of garlic and stuff. Garlic work makes its way into a lot of my recipes. And usually if it says put garlic in there, I double or triple the garlic quantity because definitely garlic is something I like. Falling behind on my vodka consumption. Yeah, there's certain things that I know when it's in the recipe that that I'll increase the quantity on it, and that's definitely one of them. Police are reporting that Anne Heche's accident was a felony. Well, I mean, it's not going to do any good anymore because she's gone. Job's going good. They keep giving me opportunities to try different things, and I'm doing all sorts of stuff that kind of keeps me entertained. So, that's one of the things that becomes an issue with any job with me is I get bored doing the same thing after a while. And so, I always like to find something new to take me in new directions, new things to learn. And there's always 1,000 things I can learn. So, how's my mom? My mom is doing good. It's been hot there lately. She pulled a jury duty summons and apparently made the argument that because of her age and health that she couldn't do it. Kind of a ripoff. I don't think she's ever done jury duty, or if she did it, she only did it like once. And I did it. I got to the point where I did it for like 20 years straight. Every 2 years, I'd pull a new one. So I was concerned when they found me for the jury summons this time that it was going to be a repeat of last time. I hope not. I don't mind doing it my fair share, but there's a whole bunch of people that just never go. The answer is make those people go. Don't just keep punishing the people that do come. I don't know. We'll have to see if Nana saw the bubbles. Very possibly she did. But she doesn't always watch live. She's usually going to have breakfast with her friends because it's like 9 o'clock in California when I start the live stream. It's 10 o'clock now. She's probably downstairs, down there, chatting with her friends. Did they give me paid time off at work? It turned out my jury duty day was one of my weekend days, so I would have gotten it, but it didn't work out that way. I did get a whopping $7 from the jury duty committee for my service. Jessica gets you out of jury duty permanently because you can't have your phones off. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, my mom has already dealt with that issue, and I guess she's filed to for a waiver. That's true, but generally, when you're dealing with a felony, that isn't a fine kind of. You don't serve. Your sentencing for a felony generally is jail time. That's not an option. Now, from a civil standpoint, the person who lost her home has a case. The person whose garage she crashed into has a case, and that's a civil thing, and that could go after the dollars. Old Dutch makes a Parmesan and garlic potato chip. That's good. That does sound good. Just had some applesauce, huh? Gotta get down there, be ready to go after Norton again because Norton's doing its thing. Do I think we're in a recession? Yeah, there's no doubt we're in a recession. And, this so-called Recession Reduction Act that they just passed, that's just going to make it worse. The problem with the recession isn't, the cause of the recession isn't anything the American people are doing, it's what the government's doing. The government is spending money it doesn't have, and that means it either has to borrow it or print it. And when you print money, that's what recession is. It's more dollars out there, which means every dollar is worth less. And the government can't spend its way out of a recession. Hey, Bite, you're back. You gonna come up and visit? Come on, come visit. You know you wanna. We got the brush up here. You know you like the brush. All right. Well, we'll see if he decides to join us. There we go. Look who's back. Well, I mean, we're not through this recession yet, so it's hard to see how bad it's going to get. But fuel prices are twice what they were 2 years ago. Food prices are going higher. All the things, and I mean, this is one of those things. Recession is just like a tax. When your money is worth less, then you have to spend more of it, and that means you have less money left over. And who's that going to hurt? That hurts the people that have the least amount of money because they're the ones the most impacted by this. Want to container plant your veggies? Yeah, I know. I'm thinking about doing that more too. Yeah, Logan, there's your cat, or at least the back of his head. Come on, let's turn around so they can see you. Logan wants to see the front of your cat, not the back. We've seen your back. We know what your butt looks like. That should keep him going for a while. Yeah, yeah, I noticed it at the grocery store. Gas prices have come down a little bit, but honestly, that's just we're coming up on the midterm elections here in a couple of months. They'll snap right back up again afterwards. Yeah, chicken is crazy. I put chicken in that gumbo I made the other day, and yeah, it was crazy how expensive that was. I mean, the one downside of that whole recipe is that I bought just about everything for that I needed for that recipe, and I walked out of that store with $40. Yeah, I have a big outdoor top loaded freezer in the garage, and I like to buy meat in quantity and keep it in there too. But I used to go to Costco, but the problem is Costco is no more brush then. Okay, just push the brush on the floor. The problem with Costco is the nearest Costco is in Austin, and that's like 2 hours away. The reason I go to Costco is to buy in bulk and save money. But you're burning up all that money in gas, and then there's not any real benefit to doing it. Ah, bring the brush back in case he decides to join us again. Well, the thumbnail picture for this video is actually the garden. The okra is on the right. It's 7 feet tall, and it's producing so much okra. Let me show you the okra I produced it just in this week. Hang on a second. Yeah, that's what we produced just in this past week. I went out there one day, a couple days ago, and there were, 7 or 8 full size okra on the plant. So this thing producing like crazy. I'm gonna probably end up chopping that up into slices today and put it in a freezer bag and freeze it for when I'm ready to use it because it's coming faster right now than I could use it. Yeah, yeah, it might, but still, that's a long ways to go. And in $500 meat purchase, yeah, maybe, but you know, it's a little bit too far. It's also because you also got to consider the fact that it's 2 hours there, 2 hours back. Yeah, I know they're gonna have to rename the 99 cents only stores to $1.99. You stocked your freezer and pantry. Yeah, if you can do that, that's the way to do it. Yeah, I know. I'm just feeding me, and so I can't imagine what it'd be like to feed a family. I've honestly thought about that. Yeah, vlogging it and using it as a tax deduction. I've done that a little bit. Haven't done it a lot lately, but sometimes when I was doing a lot of restaurant vlogs, for instance, I'd write off all those. There's a Sam's Club, but I'm not really into Sam's Club. It's just kind of a personal thing. You've been dehydrating like crazy, yeah. Is there a Dollar Tree? Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's a Dollar Tree, but there's a number of similar type stores in Waco. Yeah, I've thought about trying to make bread too. I did it once. I'm a fan of sourdough bread, so I made some sourdough bread. It didn't come out that well, but I didn't really know what I was doing either. So yeah, there's a lot of people that are trying to be more self-sufficient. That's a good thing. I could maybe see myself expanding my garden a little bit and doing a little bit more of that. But that might be one of those things I tinker with more when I retire, if I retire. Rhonda makes her own bread, huh? You have a bread machine, pasta machine, and all the kitchen stuff. That's awesome. Never thought about baking bread in the Dutch oven. Next to your above ground plants for more veggies. Yeah, maybe. Your hubby laughs, says you should have been a 50s wife. That's going to affect retirees and those on fixed incomes even worse than the rest of us. Sometimes companies will compensate for recessions by readjusting salaries and stuff like that. But for retirees that are living on a fixed income, it's going to hurt them the worst. A lot of them are going to have to make choices about eating or having a place to live. Recessions are the worst kind of attacks because they target the poor. Rich people, they can afford to pay a little bit more for milk and for gas. Well, I don't think a minimum wage is the answer either. The problem is, companies, they take all of their expenses into account, and then they add a little bit of profit onto it, and that's how they set their prices. So if you make it more expensive to hire people, then the prices are going to go up, and when the prices go up, your money doesn't buy as much. It also prices certain people out of the market because if you only produce $6 of benefit to a company an hour, they're not going to pay you $10 or $15 an hour. They'll just replace you with a machine. That person who might have been getting $6 an hour and learning a skill is now getting nothing. They aren't better off, they're worse off. Yeah. Yeah, I think I saw that same posting, Yvonne, where they say the gas prices don't affect me because I have I have a Tesla. It's like, great, yeah. You spent $70,000 on a car, and and now you're gloating to people who are trying to make ends meet that gas prices don't affect you. Run 4 tills at once at work. Wow. Yeah, yeah, I know it is. It's just it's they're blind. They just don't see it. It's like saying, "I'm rich enough. I don't care." Well, it's fine. If you don't care, then don't vote either, because those of us who it does affect, it's hurting us. Oh, they've been doing the tax breaks for electric cars for a long time. The question comes though, we already have electrical grid problems. What's going to happen when we have 10, 20, 30 million electric cars plugged in charging all night every night? Our grid can't handle that. And all these so-called infrastructure projects, they don't address any of the real issues. I don't know. This one's getting a little too political. Let's talk about something else. Where did Bite go? Bite, I think, went back to his room. Yeah, there's no probably about it. Anything we have, at very least, somebody had to bring it to us. They got paid for it, so nothing is free. Yeah, I've heard that saying too. If you got it, a truck brought it. That's true. And that truck driver has expenses. I mean, the rig itself is usually about $100,000 plus all the taxes and fees and permits and regulations and all that stuff. Come on, Norton, leave me alone. Oh yeah, the tanks on those big rigs are huge. Thanks for stopping in, Gene. Good seeing you. We'll try not to say hi, Gene, in the future. Does bye, Gene? Does that work the same way? I don't know. It kind of sounds the same, right? Yeah, Bite's back here. Let's see if he comes up and joins us, or if he's just gonna rub the side of the couch. It looks like it's gonna be the latter right now. Yeah, we're gonna call her Hygiene from now on. Paid 382 for a gallon of gas. It's down from 419 a couple weeks ago. Yeah, gas prices are down a little bit here too. I think we're probably. I heard just the other day that Texas has the lowest gas prices in the nation at what, like 340 or something like that. But we're down to like 315 here. But you know what? It's down. It's an improvement a little bit, but it's up. It's up. It's still up $2 from a couple years ago. So you know that's how they dumb us down. It's like, well, gas prices are down 80 cents. Yeah, but they're up $3. Exactly, Yvonne. Yeah, this is the gas price situation is completely self-inflicted. Dollar, 7.90 or $1.77 a liter. Yeah, that's geez, that's a lot. You like the shirt? Yeah, this is the first time I think this one's made an appearance on the live stream. Maybe that's why the conversation starts keeps going political. Probably my own fault. I got to go back to wearing tie-dyed shirts again. Cheaper to run your car on milk. I know, right? Yeah, like I said, it's probably my own fault. This vlog has gone, or this live stream has gone so political. I guess I should have known something was going to happen with this shirt. Leaves are already starting to change. Well, everything's changing here too, but it's because everything's drying out because of the drought. We're 3 months into this where it's been like at or above 100 degrees every day. I mean, even the people that say that they've lived here all their life say this is weird. But hopefully, we're coming into another season now. In the next week or so, we're supposed to have some rain coming in, and the temperature is supposed to drop significantly. We're starting to drop it now a little bit, and that's a good thing. There's also some sort of tropical storm that's in the Gulf right now, right off the coast of Texas, and so I think that's going to come ashore, but I don't think that's going to affect us this far north. But that should help a little bit too. Yeah, when Eric Moon was here last week, he was saying I think that he started school this week. That seems weird that they're starting it because it was always when I was in school we'd get out of school in like the second week of June, and then we'd go back to school in like mid-September. So it seems odd. We're in the middle of August and they're already starting the schools up again. But I guess that's just how they do it. School is every day here as you homeschool. That's good. I always admire people that can homeschool their kids. I think you get a better education that way. 102 and major thunder. I wish we were getting some thunderstorms around here. Have I met many fellow Californians? I have met a couple, yes. Ironically, one of my supervisors at work is a California transplant, and she worked at Disneyland. So that's really interesting too. Yeah. And another friend of mine I know from Disney, sorry, and another friend of mine I know from Disneyland who was in the parades department with me moved to Waco too. I guess his daughter started some wedding planning service in Crawford, and he just decided to retire and move here. Yeah, I'd like to do a meetup with Eric sometime. It'd be fun because I've seen his vlogs, and his are a little different than mine, but you know what? That's what makes it interesting. If we all did the same vlog, it'd be really boring. It might happen. Oh yeah, the storms can be really violent here, but they're exciting. Do I have a plan to vlog a bush library? Yeah, I tried doing the H.W. Bush Library, which is in College Station. Uh, I don't know, I guess probably about a year ago now, but they were shut down for the COVID, and that was a long ways to go. But yeah, it would be fun to do that. And I guess W is has one up in Dallas, I think. I've never vlogged a presidential library, but I've been to two of them. The Nixon Library was literally walking distance from where I lived in California, and I visited the Reagan Library. And actually, no, I've been to a third one too because Jordan and I went and vlogged the LBJ Library down in Austin. So I guess I've been to three of them. Got them. Yeah, the weather is weird everywhere too. They can't predict the weather here either. They'll predict rain and nothing, and it gets sunny, or they'll predict it's going to be sunny and it rains. Yeah, the concern I have about storms, is sometimes that a that the that I'm concerned it can blow a branch out of the tree or something like that, and that's what was it I said I didn't like about the LBJ library? Said it made Jordan laugh. I don't remember what it was. Refresh my memory. What did I say? I don't remember. Or maybe it was something that I said that isn't suitable for audiences. We'll have to see. Let's just put it the let's put it real here. I'm not always G rated in my personal life. Okay, I was wondering if that was where we were going with that. Yeah, There's no mention of it. Yeah, because I mean, he was a notorious racist. So I take it you went to California recently because you were talking about doing a vlog on the spider pool like a couple years ago because you had me helping you do a little research how to get into that. Did you? I guess you just did that recently, huh? Ah, it's fun when he stops in here every once in a while. Got some okra for you, Jordan. The okra plant has been producing like crazy. I'm having to chop it up here and freeze it, or I'm gonna. Okay, yeah, because I remember you talking about, you were talking to me about the spider pool a couple years ago, and then that never happened. So I just figured, oh, okay. And then I saw it pop up. I saw, oh, hey, Jordan was in California. I sold the house a week after you were there, so it was perfect. Well, you seem to have a knack for being there at the right time. Part of what makes your vlogs so great. Like it's walking back and forth. He keeps walking under the power cord of the laptop. Probably going to pull the laptop over one of these days. Do I plan on growing okra next year? I don't know. We'll see. I'm trying different things, but if I get some okra in the freezer and get it chopped up and ready to go, then you know, we can work on that for a while. But I don't know. I just like trying different things. Yeah, I know. When I was in California, it was depressing too. It was weird. The moment I crossed the border from Arizona into California, it's like, I just had this sense of dread with me. And that sense of dread didn't leave until I was back in Arizona again. Saw Kevin, John, and Michael. I still follow them on Facebook. Well, except Michael. Michael doesn't post on Facebook very much, but Kevin and John do. I grew habaneros last year and got really good results from them. In fact, you may recall one of my live streams, probably 6 or 8 months ago. I ate one of my pickled habaneros live on the air. Yeah, I was breathing fire there for a little while. Wasn't sure where the Johnny Cash house was in California. Well, watch Jordan's vlog and that'll show you. It's funny how you don't notice the gradual slide of California when you live there, but you get away from there for a couple of years, and then come back and it's like, wow, things have really gone downhill. Oh, went to an Oakland A's game? That's cool. You've probably been to most of the big stadiums in the country, haven't you? Being such a baseball fan and all. Went back to Guadalupe and made a video. See, Guadalupe, what was it at Guadalupe? That wasn't the. I don't remember that one. The floor of the '80s of the A's stadium was rusted through and had metal plates. That's not good. Okay, I was wondering if that was what that was. So did you get in there this time? Because that was one of the vlogs that I went. I do remember that one. That's what I was wondering if you were asking about if that was that one. Were you able to get into the area? It probably hasn't rained much this time. Last time we couldn't get into it because it had rained and flooded out the road or something like that. And we went to the museum and they said, oh yeah, and then Jordan said, well, so we're gonna go home. And I said, well, let's go as far as we can out there and see what we can see. And then I think we ended up going to visit Neverland, didn't we? As a fallback plan. Many moons ago, yeah. But it was the same thing at Angel Stadium. They'd light off fireworks. That's awesome. Did you find anything? That would have been even awesomer to go in there and actually find something. Considering that was an aborted trip, that's definitely one I'll have to check out. Yeah, I still have a couple of rocks that I found from there. Here, I'll show you. These are just a couple of junk rocks that we found at the location, but I wrote M and J on them so that I'd remember. And I got the date on the back that we went to 2/12/17. So yeah, those were from in front of Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch. Because of the wind gust, stuff was everywhere. Wow, that's cool. Has that one gone live yet? So I'll definitely have to check that. I don't always collect rocks from places I go, but if I go someplace fun and there's something neat there, I'll collect something. Yeah, I guess maybe I heard something about Neverland Ranch being sold too. It's the next one. All right. I didn't think I'd seen anything about that one. But yeah, definitely have to check that one out just because I want to see what we missed. Because that was one I was really excited to go see, especially after we went through that museum. That museum was amazing. There've been so many fun things we went to do. I miss doing those because I had such a blast going to going and seeing things with you. I mean, how many people can say that they've been in the Army Navy surplus store from falling down? I have. How many people can say they've stood in front of the poltergeist house? I have. Really, the surplus store is gone. That's a drag. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that too. I've been listening to my Flaming Lips lately. It's strange that latest album, the one you told me that I should listen to. Uh, that whole album is about drugs and dying. Like every song is about him dying or taking drugs and dying or something like that. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a great show. I already got the day off of work, so we're good for that. Yeah, Falling Down is a movie that you got to kind of be into it. You got to be into movies about an anti-hero, and that's what Defense was. He was an anti-hero. Because at the end, you're almost kind of cheering for him because he's not a bad guy. He's just misunderstood and a little bit off his rocker. But it's still a movie I can pull out from time to time. Yeah, the burger scene was funny. How are you? How about you, ma'am? You enjoying your meal? I think we have a critic, Brad. Watched a mockumentary called Finding Elvis. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what happened. He got pushed over the edge. I mean, I also really like the opening scene of that movie because the scene with the camera flying around the car and looking at what's going on there. That's all one big long like 3 minute scene that was shot in one take. No cuts, no editing, no nothing. A lot of planning for that. Found him a witness protection. Catching up on the vodka. We were falling behind there for a while, but Oh, you know the guy that has the car from falling down. That would be a great video. I got to get to the point where I leave my comfort zone a little bit. For the most part, my videos are maybe within a couple hundred miles of where I live. Yeah, Branson, Missouri, exactly. Is Dumb and Dumber van the one with all the fur on it, the dog van? That's a great vehicle too. Yeah, I enjoyed the TV show Dukes of Hazzard too. That was one of those shows that my dad and I watched every week when it came on. Can I afford to take more trips? Yeah, I'm doing all right. I mean, I my primary source of income is not this vlog. My primary source of income is my job, and I do pretty well at the job. I'm making decent money. So yeah, I can do some trips from time to time. Yeah, the Mirthmobile. Is that the one that I think somebody brought the Mirthmobile into the to Rick at the Pawn Stars shop, and I think he fixed it up and sold it or something, right? Motorcycle accident right in front of you. Wow. Hope everyone's okay. I like the history that's here in Waco too. I've covered a lot of that. Mainly the reason I cover that is because a lot of Waco history isn't known, and so kind of covering it and doing the story, and a lot of the history is really interesting here. It's funny. About a year ago, I did that vlog about the guy from Waco who, when they buried him, buried him seated with a revolver in one hand and a bottle of whiskey in the other hand, and he had this long, really really long name, Telemuntions, something like that. Johnson. It had like five or six names strung together. I actually had one of his relatives contact me through the channel and offered that if they're back in town sometime, they'll tell me some stories about him. So that might come along sometime. That's one of the fun things about doing vlogs like this is you never know. You're going to connect with somebody that's like, wait, I actually knew this guy or something like that. That's always a possibility for some of these things. And so, at some point, we may revisit that story a little bit and hear from somebody that, is related to him. Started feeding me all sorts of information about some of the early residents of Waco. So this person knows a lot about the history of the town. Yeah, they're kind of fun to do because it's fun for me to learn a little bit about the history, good and bad. I remember one time my dad, right after I did the vlog about the guy who got lynched in front of the city hall. My dad, when I was visiting my dad at the time, he questioned whether I thought it was a good idea to be, airing the dirty laundry of my town, you know, and I basically said, well, first off, Waco's kind of, made peace with that. They've gotten over it. The city officially apologized to the family, and in reality, the city cooperated a lot. A lot of the information I got directly from them. So it's fun learning the history of where you live. I never did any of that kind of exploring in California. I know way more about Waco than I ever did about any place I lived in California. Well, that's sort of how this vlog started too. I actually remember because I made the decision a year before I left that that's it, I'm done with California. And right after the new year, right before I moved to Texas in May, that previous January, I decided, okay, well, I'm going to Texas. I want to go visit Texas and figure out where I want to move because Texas is a big place. And that was when I came to Waco. And I remember one of the nights I was in the hotel, Jordan was texting me back and forth that night. And he says, you really should start vlogging this, and he started giving me examples of other vlogs that people had done that were, that kind of covered life-changing events happening in their life. And that was really how this all started. It was within a month of that trip, I had made my first vlog, and 4 months later, we're off and running. I know I'm learning so much about history. It's true. It's very useful. I participate in kind of a couple of Waco history Facebook channels, and a lot of the stuff I learn about, that I learn about the history of this, I learned from them. All the stuff about the tornado, the lynching, I learned about that on Facebook. I learned about the guy with the that was buried seated with a six-shooter and a bottle of whiskey. I learned about that there. I learned about the the shooting the gunfight that happened there. I learned about the biker gang war that happened. In fact, when I went there, I realized, wow, that just happened a few years ago. I got the impression that happened like in the '70s something or something when I first heard about it. Yeah, well, that's why I like the Facebook page because there are a lot of people that have lived in Waco their whole life, and they have all sorts of memories. Have you been back to check the water level? No, I haven't been back lately, but it can't be anything but worse. I think at the time I was there, they were saying it was 9 feet below level. I think it's like 15 feet below level now. They're saying we're going to have what 12 or 14 inches of rain just to get the water level back where it should be. Some people have said on the video, on the comments on that video that they'd actually like that I go back and follow up on that. So we may do that sometime. This is my long weekend, so maybe it'd be a good week to do that. We're supposed to maybe have some rain coming next week too, so you want to see it before and after. Yeah, I enjoy museums too. I do think Bite retreated to his room. He realizes probably no more kitty treats coming here. Oh, VNA is here right at the end. Yeah, I got about 4 or 5 more minutes and then we're done here. But better late than never. Well, all we need is a few good rainstorms. We could have 4 storms that would fix, 4 just brief storms that fix everything because it's not unusual on a on a rainstorm for, when it rains, it doesn't generally rain for a long time, but when it rains, it rains. And you can get 3, 4 inches of rain in 30 minutes. And so get 4 storms like that, we're back to normal. And it does seem like the weather pattern's changing a little bit. Maybe our monsoon season is just going to be late this year because it has to cool off a little bit. You just washed your car and it rained. Yeah, that's how that always works. Maybe this is all my fault. I haven't washed my car in a while. Maybe I need to do that. I got to get back to painting. Yeah, well. Yeah, there's an Escaping the Mouse Facebook page. It's out there. It's moderated by our friend Jan, who shows up here periodically as J Rowe on the live stream. Haven't seen her in a while. Hope she's okay. But she moderates the page, and it's just kind of a bunch of people having fun over there. And I do post exclusive stuff to that page, so you'll see things over there maybe that you're not going to see on the vlogs. But definitely check it out. So yeah, if you want, click and join, see if you like it. If you don't like it, you can always unsubscribe. We don't collect personal information from you. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, then you don't have to do it. Yeah, Rhonda's right. We're as crazy there as we are here. Love to have you be a part of it. Yeah, well, and you said it right. You said troll. It's one person. It's the same guy over and over again. And when you have 2 or 3 weeks where there's no trolls, and then 1 week where there's like 8 or 10 trolls popping in, that just proves it's just one guy, because he gets obsessed one day and you delete one account, he goes into another one. You delete that one, you go into another one. But he gets bored every once in a while, and yeah, there was one that was erroneously created, and that's not. I think that might be. Let's see, is that it? Yep, that's it. That's the one, Yvonne. Hang on here. Congratulations. You are now approved. You are now a member of the Facebook page. Maybe you got a job. Maybe you got arrested. Yeah, well, I mean, there's only so much you can do, because I mean, Facebook isn't going to go send the cops after this guy. But what he did wasn't cool. That was totally wrong. Yeah, no, I just made you official, so no, you're in. Maybe refresh your page. You're member number 410. $410 members, plus one in this week. I wonder who that one was. Yeah, we get them every once in a while. Yeah, a lot of people share their kitty pics. I don't know. We might, if we get to the point where there's 10,000 people or whatever it is on Jordan's channel, we might have to lock down the content a little bit. But right now, you know what? this is pretty open. About the only thing I don't want people doing is if you got your own vlog, bringing it in there and trying to advertise in this channel. That's not what this is about. Yeah, that's right. The Toxic Twins are in there. Oh no, avalanche of cat pics. Yeah, well, if you don't want that, you can unsubscribe too. That works just as easily. But I think you'll have a good time. We have fun there. Funny for a group called Escaping the Mouse, we have a ton of cats. Yeah, well, when you've escaped the mouse, you don't have to worry about cats. Yeah, I'll definitely, I'll consider recipes that come anyway from any direction. I've done recipes that I've just somebody posted in Facebook, just came across my profile and said, "Ooh, that actually looks pretty good." But if you post a recipe on the Facebook page and it looks good, a lot of times with recipes, it isn't that I'm looking for something specific. It's just something comes across and that sounds really yummy, or I like the ingredients in that. Oh yeah, we don't really ever have problems with people being disrespectful. Everyone there is really nice, just like the people here are really nice. Well, anyway, I think we've hit our 2 hour mark, so I'm going to pull the plug on this one right now. I got to go do a vlog today. It's my 4-day weekend. I want to try and get 4 vlogs done this week, so I can get a little bit ahead. I've got a couple vlogs in the can already, but I like to have a little bit more of a buffer than that. So I'm going to go work on today's vlog, and in order to do that, I got to end this. So thanks everyone for stopping by. I had fun today, and I'll see you next week. Good night.